What is the greatest technology that has been released for infrastructure engineers in the last 20 years? Hi there, my name is Jack, and in today's video we're going to dive into Amazon EC2. That's right, Amazon EC2 is the single greatest technology that has been released in the last 20 years and has powered a technical revolution beyond anyone's imagining. In this video we're going to dive into the instance types that you need to be aware of. It's the foundational technology every aspiring infrastructure and DevOps engineer needs to be aware of, so let's dive right into the instance types on Amazon EC2. First of all, there is the TSeries. The TSeries supports burstable workloads that you should keep in mind that this is workloads that you would want to target 25 to 50% CPU utilization on average. While you can burst to 100% CPU, keep in mind you're running into dangerous territory. What I mean by that is if your workload exceeds 50% on average for an extended period of time, you'll be draining down what are called CPU credits. And when your users need to use the application the most, or when your application is receiving the most traffic, that is when you will run out of credits and be burned by insufficient CPU credits. So keep in mind, T should really be for test workloads only, because you don't want to use this in production. Moving down the list, let's talk about the MSeries. The MSeries is really a multi-purpose x86 architecture, and what that means is it's running AMD or Intel hardware, although there is of course the new Graviton chips. But let's ignore that for the moment here. Let's dive into this workload. It's a blend. It's general purpose, it's got reasonable CPU, it's got reasonable memory, and it's got reasonable network resources. It's pretty good for generalized workloads when you don't really have a good understanding of the specific characteristics of the application. Think of M for monolith. It's all smushed together and it does a whole bunch of stuff. The M instance type may serve your workload well in that situation. Move down. Let's talk about the C series of instance types. These are compute optimized instances. Use these when you know you are running that processor hot. So I end up eventually getting most of my workloads on C instance types once I've removed a lot of the network or I/O blocking operations in the application, and now it's really just down to using the processor. C is for CPU heavy workloads. Let's dive into the R series. If you have a memory heavy workload, that could be something like a caching instance, so like a Redis, a Memcache, or any in-memory database, this may be the instance type for you. In this situation, you would want to think of R for RAM. All right, let's talk about the iSeries. These instances have direct attached NVMe storage to them. So they have really fast SSDs for reading and writing to the disk. In this case here, these can be used when you want to run a database that has really high I/O requirements. However, beware, because what's going to happen is if you stop the instance, the underlying storage is toast. Or potentially, if Amazon sends you one of those nice little notifications that says, we are retiring this instance, better go migrate it, you better listen to that notification and migrate things, otherwise, once again, your data is toast. Think of I for I/O heavy workloads. Then there's one more category in here, and it's the accelerated series. These instances really do vary in terms of the type of hardware being provided, from NVIDIA and FPGA chips to dedicated deep learning training chips. These instances in this category are the most specialized workloads. More than likely, they're going to be a rarity in most people's environments. I'm not going to dive into each one because when you know you need one, you'll know you need one, and the regular CPU just won't be doing the job for you. So, no fun acronym in this category. If you found this video informative and somewhat entertaining, go ahead and click that like button and click on subscribe and you'll stay up to date on the next video. Thank you so much.